if you're past the age of 60, each bite you consume, every vegetable you place on your plate, even those you've long considered beneficial, can exert a profound influence on your heart's well-being. But imagine if I revealed that 9 vegetables, among the most familiar ones likely in your kitchen at this very moment, might be subtly undermining your heart rather than safeguarding it. As a cardiologist with more than 3 decades of hands-on experience caring for seniors, I've witnessed this pattern unfold far too often. Patients arrive at my office beaming about their eating habits. Daily salads, green-packed smoothies, minimal sugar, 0 fried items, and still they grapple with elevated blood pressure, labored breathing, erratic heartbeats, or something even graver. The reason? The reality is that not all vegetables remain supportive to the heart beyond 60, particularly if they're prepared improperly, portioned incorrectly, or consumed alongside everyday prescriptions. In this video, I'll guide you through those 9 vegetables that could be stealthily jeopardizing your heart and suggest the better alternatives to choose. So, stick around with me. The initial one might be chilling in your refrigerator already, while the final one has the potential to transform your perspective on nutritious eating for good. Prior to jumping in, if you haven't yet subscribed, I suggest tapping that button and enabling the notification bell to ensure you catch every tailored health insight. Should this video resonate with you, drop a 1 in the comments. If it falls short, enter 0 so I can refine my content to better suit you. 1. Spinach. When heart medication loses its strength. Spinach. If you're beyond 60 and relying on blood thinners for your cardiac health, perhaps warfarin, perhaps aspirin, what I'm going to share next might distinguish between safety and peril, between remaining stable and encountering a severe health crisis. Spinach, that lively green produce we've heard praised as a superfood for generations, isn't inherently villainous. Yet after turning 60, your system no longer processes nourishment quite like before. Elements that once bolstered your vitality can now subtly undermine it, particularly when incorporated in manners that overlook the fragile equilibrium of your prescriptions. Spinach packs a wealth of vitamin K, which holds a crucial function in the blood's clotting process. Now, this might seem advantageous, above all if you've been advised you're deficient in specific vitamins. But here's the pivotal twist. Should you be on anticoagulants, notably warfarin or Coumadin, this nutrient can counteract precisely what your drug aims to achieve. Warfarin functions by diluting your blood sufficiently to avert perilous clots capable of triggering strokes, cardiac events, or abrupt demise. However, excessive vitamin K intake, particularly if erratic, disrupts warfarin's efficacy. The blood thickens excessively, the drug forfeits its potency, and regrettably, countless older individuals remain oblivious to this clash occurring within them. I'll always recall one patient of mine, Mrs. Ellie Thompson, age 72, a former educator from Wisconsin. She visited my practice following a silent TIA, what we term a minor stroke. She'd adhered to all the proper steps, at least in her view: regular walks, no fried fare, no alcohol. Yet she also whipped up verdant smoothies each morning featuring a generous handful of uncooked spinach, convinced it benefited her heart. Upon reviewing her lab results, I discovered her INR values, a measure of clotting time, were perilously reduced. This indicated her blood had thickened unduly, heightening clot risks. She was stunned. Nobody had warned her that excessive spinach might neutralize her treatment. The saddest aspect? She experienced no prior indicators before the TIA, no alerts, merely a daily smoothie that imperceptibly robbed her remedy of its protective role. This isn't intended to fault spinach. It's meant to highlight that reliability and dialogue are paramount. Occasional spinach consumption allows your body to adapt, but abruptly incorporating it daily or ceasing it entirely without consulting your physician exposes you to genuine hazard. Thus, here's my key advice for you. Consistently inform your doctor of any dietary shifts, particularly involving leafy greens. Incorporate spinach moderately and steadily, avoiding hefty, erratic quantities. If spinach holds a special place for you, no need for alarm. Simply weave it mindfully into your eating routine and monitor your INR frequently, for even the most beneficial food globally can shift to peril when bodily harmony and drugs diverge. And regrettably, the majority of elders under my care were unaware until catastrophe struck. Now, if spinach, a staple lauded for its cardiac advantages, can so readily clash with vital therapies, then consider the vegetables that go beyond interference to actively tax your heart with an even greater menace. What if I disclose that the subsequent one is crisp, zesty, and lurking unobtrusively in your fridge currently, yet harbors more sodium than an entire chip bag? Remain engaged. The revelation ahead may astonish you. If you're continuing to view and deem these revelations useful, kindly post a 1 in the comments to signal your interest. Now, onward to item 2. 2. Pickled cucumbers. The pickled cucumbers. Salty snare that's constricting your heart. Pickles. Crisp, zesty, invigorating. For numerous mature Americans, they evoke cherished nostalgia alongside a deli sandwich or at weekend gatherings. They seem innocuous, perhaps even salubrious. After all, they're derived from cucumbers, aren't they? A produce item. But what escapes most elders' notice is that those scant slices on your dish could be incrementally elevating your blood pressure daily and imposing a load on your heart it can scarcely endure. I'll always remember Mrs. Evelyn, a kind 78-year-old widow seeking help for persistent hypertension. She'd followed her prior physician's counsel to the letter. No fried dishes, routine strolls, even mindfulness practice. Still, her readings clung stubbornly elevated. "It defies logic, doctor," she remarked. "I've forsaken chips, bacon's off my menu, I'm covering all bases." Only upon scrutinizing her intake log did I pinpoint the issue. A substantial portion of pickles daily at midday. Here's the vital insight many elders overlook. Pickled cucumbers transcend mere cucumbers. They're cucumbers immersed in a briny solution, a technique for longevity that can cram over 1,000 milligrams of sodium into mere slices. That's surpassing 2/3 of the advised daily sodium cap for those over 60 in one go. And sodium, innocuous as it appears, emerges as an outright foe to your heart post-60 when overindulged. Salty intake prompts your system to hold onto fluid to offset the sodium circulating. This surplus liquid boosts your blood's volume, compelling your heart to labor more strenuously to circulate through your conduits. Gradually, this fosters arterial rigidity, heightened internal cardiac pressure, and frequently, enduring heart insufficiency. The alarming element? Most detect nothing until harm accumulates. In Evelyn's scenario, her routine pickle indulgence, coupled with her maturing kidneys, impaired her sodium clearance compared to youth. Her heart toiled covertly harder each day. No indicators surfaced until one day, en route to her mailbox, abrupt chest constriction and breathlessness struck. That incident prompted hospitalization, yielding a diagnosis of incipient congestive heart failure. This extends beyond pickles alone. It's rooted in vigilance. Elevated sodium lurks ubiquitously. Tinned produce, commercial broths, refined sauces, they evade overt saltiness. Moreover, with advancing years, palates evolve, and we seldom perceive escalating sodium since it registers less sharply. And herein lies the poignant contradiction. Many elders trim sugars, lipids, even beef, yet neglect sodium, the stealthy saboteur. You needn't forfeit zest to shield your heart. Infuse with botanicals like rosemary, thyme, or basil. Employ citrus or vinegar for bite. These impart savor without inflating pressure. Evelyn's improved now. She exchanged pickles for fresh cucumber slices drizzled with apple cider vinegar and seasonings. It proved challenging, yet her pressure normalized, and she shared feeling unburdened and empowered health-wise as in ages. Your heart beyond 60 remains resilient, though not impervious. Fare you savored unbound in your 30s and 40s may now pose threats as physiology evolves. Salt ranks among the most undervalued perils for maturing hearts. But suppose salt isn't the sole concealed threat? What if a bolder element, one tied to heritage, zest, and solace, is subtly igniting turmoil within your torso? Allow me to reveal it shortly. 3. Red chili peppers. The scorching red chili peppers. Element propelling your heart toward decline. We in America cherish our zest. For countless of us, particularly past 60, a dash of fire in dishes revives treasured recollections of patio cookouts, piquant gumbo from grandma's stove, or that ancestral chili formula. Red chili peppers, whether stirred into casseroles or scattered over pizza, evoke comfort, kinship, and vitality. Yet for the seasoned heart, that intense petite pepper might inflict considerably more detriment than benefit. Permit me to acquaint you with Mr. Raymond, a 72-year-old ex-fireman from Kentucky, arriving at my office amid chest flutters and sporadic vertigo. He'd always embodied vigor, resilience, the sort who shunned sick leave. Upon querying his sustenance, he chuckled, "Doctor, I favor the heat. Hot sauce everywhere. Cayenne in breakfast, jalapenos atop patties. That's my style." But Raymond, like many elders, failed to grasp that his beloved blaze was excessively rousing his circulatory framework daily. Here's the underlying principle. Red chili peppers harbor capsaicin, the substance imparting their burn. Though capsaicin offers perks such as gentle ache alleviation or hunger moderation, it likewise stimulates your sympathetic nervous setup, the trigger for fight or flight. This yields adrenaline surges, accelerated pulse, constricted vessels, and pressure escalation. For a robust 30-year-old, such responses might evade notice, but post-60, they manifest as tangible perils. Vessels rigidify over time. The heart loses pliancy. Abrupt pressure or cadence spikes can propel a frail circulatory apparatus into jeopardy. Mr. Raymond's heart endured routine duress, not from inactivity, not lipids, but from nourishment that alarmed it per repast. Post-detailed assessment, we trace the links. His signs, post-supper tachycardia, subtle head throbs, nocturnal unrest, directly correlated to his spicy excess. A 48-hour cardiac trace confirmed. Following each fiery feast, his rhythm veered anomalous. Insufficient to halt, yet ample to erode progressively. Capsaicin fosters persistent, mild vascular inflammation, notably with habitual use. Such swelling erodes arterial interiors, facilitating plaque accretion, impaired flow, and ultimately cardiac ailment. It's akin to abrasive friction on your conduits, repast after repast. And the revelation that floored him. The erosion lacked pain, at least initially. That's its peril. You sense no arterial blockage, no inflammatory stir. You proceed untroubled, until abruptly not. Thus, we adapted. Raymond retained zest, minus the inferno. He pivoted to cardiac benign botanicals like simmered garlic, rosemary, turmeric, fresh citrus rind. He savored soul-soothing repasts, not heart-arousing. In 6 weeks, flutters ceased. Pressure evened. He confided, "Doctor, I never imagined sustenance could instill such serenity." To you tuning in, I'll clarify. Bland fare needn't be your fate, but 70-year-old plating shouldn't mirror 30s. With years, we must heed our forms, our pulses, our banquets more astutely. And should a spice dash covertly provoke cardiac tension, what of a purported restorative that, uncooked, overly dilutes blood, morphing innate remedy into veiled peril? We'll examine that ahead. If you're persisting in viewing and valuing these pearls, post a 1 below to affirm presence. Now to segment 4, raw garlic 4, raw garlic. When nature's remedy pivots adversely against your heart. Garlic has endured as a revered staple in the psyches and pantries of myriad mature Americans. It's garnered acclaim in traditional lore and contemporary inquiry for diminishing lipids, easing pressure, and diluting blood, rendering it an innate wonder for legions. For years, I fielded patients declaring, "Doctor, pills aren't for me. Garlic daily suffices. Nature's balm." Yet what frequently eludes them is nature's boundaries. And when yoked with mismatched drugs or in improper guise, garlic can eclipse healing to hazard, notably for veteran hearts. Allow me to present Ms. Helen, a 76-year-old widow from Georgia, ardent in folk cures. She entered my quarters one chill season post 2 dizzy spells and a collapse amid kitchen duties. Her pressure read unusually subdued. Medication scrutiny, lisinopril for hypertension, minimal aspirin for cardiac guard, seemed apt. But discrepancies arose. Labs unveiled mildly heightened INR, signaling overly thinned blood. Then she disclosed, 2 uncooked garlic bulbs greet my mornings. Years of habit. Mother avowed it. Crucial to grasp, raw garlic brims with allicin, a potent agent that, inter alia, thins blood naturally. For the unmedicated, this might confer vascular gain, but past 60, atop antiplatelets like aspirin or anticoagulants like warfarin or apixaban, that innate dilution amplifies perilously. Outcomes: amplified hemorrhage odds, nasal drips, dark stools, weariness, or gravely, cerebral bleed. Miss Helen's collapse stemmed not from strain, it signaled alert. Pressure plummeted as blood thinned excessively, impairing cardiac circulation. No malaise, no ache. Yet crisis loomed. Age alters all here. Youth might mitigate raw garlic's sway, but maturity slows hepatic breakdown. Kidneys purge sluggishly. Vessels fragilize. What fortified in 40s now unbalances. Not defeat, but nature's course. Acknowledging it isn't frailty, it's sagacity. Garlic foes not. Context, discourse, lack does. If garlic delights, cardiac safety lies in cooked moderation. Simmering tempers allicin, retaining oxidative perks. Vital. Alert physician to routine garlic, raw especially. Not forsaking legacy, but adapting to life's phase. Ms. Helen persisted with garlic, refined thus. Roasted amid produce, souped, raw shunned. Pressure steadied, spells halted. She relayed. No relinquishing beloved, merely honoring it. Legions of elders revere garlic justly, yet integration into holistic health, drugs entwined, keys it. Nourishment operates not solo. It aligns bodily or opposes. And should trusted staple as garlic silently menace? What of produce extolled for vigor, freshness, yet concealing perilous microbes your veteran heart, immunity falter against? Next, that discourse. 5. Raw sprouts. The guileless raw sprouts crisp that might shatter an elder's heart. They appear verdant, lively, teeming. Raw sprouts, alfalfa, mung, radish, clover, embody pristine intake. Sprinkled saladward at chic eateries, wrap nestled, or produce shelved as superfood or gut ally. For vigilant elders, handful sprinkled sandwiches or salads seem shrewd cardiac picks. But suppose I confided this unassuming crisp conceals bacteria your waning defenses can't repel, that it might stealthily seed bodily invasion, assailing heart internally. Share George's tale. 68-year-old ex-fireman from Minnesota. Resolute, form-proud, post-bypass 5 years, health-devoted. Initial encounter, impeccable. Meatless, sugarless, hydrated, salubrious salads routine. Yet one day, ER-bound, feverish, muddled, pulse frantic. No stroke, no infarct. Infective endocarditis. Perilous cardiac inner coat assault. Source. Tainted raw alfalfa sprouts ingested days prior. Sprouts thrive humid, tepid. Ideal for E. coli, salmonella, listeria proliferation. Youth's vigor might parry with mere tummy upset. Elders fare worse. Post-60, immunities wane innate. Response lags, mending crawls. Microbe neutralization falters. Mild gut qualm cascades to sepsis, desiccation, cardiac breach. Exacerbated by valve scars, pacers, vascular history. George deemed minuscule, healthy, innocuous. Infection demanded lunar IV antimicrobials, cardiac unit tenure. Later. Believed all correct, doctor. Unknew sprouts sickness potency. George's narrative recurs. Annual outbreaks taint.